What's up, fellas? UFC 312 is upon us. Sean Strickland, DuPlessis, and I'm going to break it down for you. If you're noticing, we have a new TikTok. The old one was deleted for posting bet slips. What can you do, huh? What can you do? But I won't let it stop me. We'll just start over for the new year. So without further ado, let's bust it wide open. The first fight is going to be Hyung Sung Park versus Nyam Tumendimbrel. I'm going to take Tumendimbrel. I think he has more power. The striking should be pretty even. He's got a nickname like Knockout something, Knockout King or something. He's mostly got submissions on his record. And Park is going to be the better wrestler, but is he going to be the better submission guy? I really don't know. And I'm going to go with the guy who's got the power and probably can contend in the submission game, in the BJJ. And I like Tumendimbrel, so I'm going to go to the well with him one more time. You know, he almost beat Carlos Hernandez, which isn't, a big feat, but let's try him one more time and see if he burns us. If he does, we'll shit can him then, right? And then we got Quinlan Skalkild versus Anshul Jabli. I hope I'm saying these names right. I'm trying my best. I'm gonna go with Quinlan. Anshul Jabli, I think he sucks, man. I just, it'd be cool to have a Indian fighter in the UFC that can really crack, but he's not the one. I think that he'll get overwhelmed, he'll get stormed, he'll get hurt here, and I suspect to finish by the second round. Or by the third. And then we have Kevin Jousset versus Jonathan Mikhailov. Jonathan Mikhailov shows a little promise. I think he's okay. He could contend here. He seems like he has better wrestling. Actually, I wouldn't even say that, but he's probably going to look to wrestle. But that's not going to work on him. Kevin Jousset's got great footwork. Mikhailov isn't Brian Battle. He's not going to be able to, get inside as easy, pressure him, hold him against the cage as easy as Brian Battle did. And I think Kevin Jousset's going to piece him up and get a late finish or maybe a decision. And then we have Cody Steele versus Rong Ju. Guys, Cody Steele is going to hurt this guy. Cody Steele, power wrestler, right? We've seen him. He reminds me of those, those wrestle wrestle boxers that we saw kind of like in the Tyron Woodley, early Kamaru Usman, Colby Covington type era. Not saying he's like them, but he's got that. He's got that that toughness. He's got that power in the striking, and he likes to put the pressure, put the wrestling. I think it's going to be too much for Rong Zhu, so I will take Cody Steele. And then we got Alexandre Pantoja. Alexandre Topuria's older brother, versus Colby Thicknesse. When I saw this, I already put a bet on Topuria. I like the odds. They were pretty high, so I'm like, well, hell, Topuria's brother, training with him, rolling with him, success. When you rise, you bring those who are with you up with you, and that's a fact. And but then I go back and I look at this guy's record, and I'm not impressed, man. I'm actually more impressed with Thicknesse's record, and Thicknesse is the number one bantamweight in Australia, and you got you've got a little bit of everything in this guy's game. And Topuria has fought nothing but cans all the way here. He's going to have to show me something before I bet on him. So I am going to actually take another underdog, and I will take Thicknesse. And then we have Kong Wang versus Bruna Brazil. Bruna Brazil, man, I was high on her. There's really been some fights that I picked her in, and I thought she could get the job done, but she just lets me down. But speaking of letdown, Kong Wang, she's let me down a few times herself. I should have faded her in that last fight. I knew her wrestling and her jiu-jitsu would end up getting exposed at some point, and it did. Can Bruna Brazil do that here? It's possible. But I think that, Bruna Brazil doesn't have a great fight IQ. I think she'll stand too much with Kong Wang. I think she'll get caught. So I'll take Wang to do the thing, okay? And then we have Tom Nolan versus Valishev Borishev. You guys know Slava Claus. They're both actually kind of chinny these days. I think I'm actually going to go with Tom Nolan. I think Tom Nolan has just as much power, can contend in the striking, has a more well-rounded game, can take down Borishev. Anybody can take down Borishev. So why would I not pick Tom Nolan in his hometown? I'm not 100% on these yet. This is my first look at the card. It's Monday. We may pick flip, but I'm taking another dog, and I'm taking Tom Nolan to get the job done. And then we have Jack Jenkins versus Gabriel Santos. I like Jack Jenkins as a dog here. I think he's a solid dog if you're looking to play one. But when you really examine these guys, the stats are on Santos' side. His wins have been more impressive. Jack Jenkins, his losses and the injuries, and I just don't think he's a very reliable pick. So, I think that Santos can contend everywhere here. And I'm going to lean Santos. So that's my pick. And then we have Jake Matthews, my guy, Jake Matthews. You guys know I'm a big Matthews fan. Always fun to watch. Always brings it. Problem is, though, he's not that durable. And sometimes he just doesn't show up. If we get the Jake Matthews that doesn't show up, that isn't durable, then Prado is going to be a very live dog here. But I'm going to go with what I've seen. And what I've seen is that Jake Matthews is better. He's fought better competition. He's been around the game longer. He's fought, to a much higher level. And everything about him is just more impressive. Prado is an intimidating guy with some power. But you beat Oddman Azaitar? Like, that's it? That's what you're showing us? I mean, I need to see more than that. To take the dog? I don't know. I think if you wanted to, I wouldn't be mad at you. But I'm going to go with Matthews. Then we've got Jimmy Crute, who I thought retired, but he's back. And he's probably back to join up again, right? He's going to stink the place up. Because I think Rodolfo Bellato can do enough to beat Jimmy Crute at this stage of the game. Jimmy Crute's been finished a lot. Mentally doesn't seem like he's there. Long layoff. Probably just coming back for a paycheck. I'd like to see him win. But I ain't going to put my money on it. I'm going to take Bellato. Then we got Taliesin Teixeira versus Justin Tafa. Justin Tafa is live, okay? If you're looking for a dog, play him, but play him by knockout in the first or second. Because that's about all he's got. Teixeira is more well-rounded, but he kind of sucks too. I'm going to be honest with you. I think he's dog shit. I don't think he'll go far in the UFC. But I think he will pass this test because he can contend in the striking, and he's probably more well-rounded everywhere else. So, I just want to make these ones quick and short for y'all. So, based off a first look at a card, that's what I look for. Record, stats, who could do more, who has more finishing ability. And, that's all we go off on these on a Monday like this. And that's why sometimes we do pick flip as we continue. But not very often. And I think we'll stick with Teixeira, but I'm not mad at Tafa as an underdog pick if you're feeling froggy. Then we have Weili Zhang versus Tatiana Suarez. This one, this one, hardest fight to pick on the card for me. Once it's over, I'm probably going to think, what was I worried about? Why was this one so hard? It's probably going to look easier. And I think Weili Zhang is going to make it look easy. Tatiana Suarez, she's big. She's got great wrestling. But she hasn't faced or beat the competition of Weili Zhang. Constantly injured. And God, I used to be a big fan of her because she was so good and I wanted her to have that belt. But man, she don't deserve it. She'll just get injured again. She's just going to hold up the division. I don't want her to win. Not anymore. Her time is gone, I think, unfortunately. I hope I'm wrong, but that's just how I feel. I think Weili can overwhelm, can handle the storm. She beat girls like Jessica Andrade. The power and the strength might give her some trouble, but at the end of the day, she's going to come through because she's a champion. And she's got a heart of a champion, and she fights like a champion. And I believe she can get it done. But I'll need to look closer at this one, y'all. Then we got DDP, Dricus DuPlessis versus Sean Strickland. I took DDP in the first fight. I actually thought Sean won when I watched it live. Went back 3 times, watched it again. DDP was the right choice. I think Sean got round 1 and 5. And, Sean Strickland was doing pretty good with the counter striking. And when he was aggressive, he shined. But he got taken down too much. I think DDP did what he wanted to do, and I think this time he'll do it even better. I do believe we'll see a finish, and I'm going to go with DDP. But we'll look a little more into it. But I think DDP's the right pick here. So that's it, y'all. Appreciate the love, appreciate the hate, appreciate the discourse. Let me know who you have down below. And until I see you next time, let's get paid, y'all. Toodles.